morning, everyone, from beautiful rural China. This is Home Village in Anhui, one of China's most famous, beautiful villages. And it's actually not as swarmed with tourists as you might think it would be during the holiday. You want to know why? Let's go back in time to yesterday. All right, guys, let me show you the hellscape that I am ensnared in right now. It is a game of Where's Waldo in real life. This was not your average holiday train station swarm. There was actually an earthquake that disrupted the railway system, causing long and impossible to predict delays and complete chaos, since no one expects a train to delay or even knows what to do in that situation. In all my years in China, I've never had a train delay by more than 5 minutes. I'm on the train hours and hours later. I'm not gonna lie, I had a bit of an existential crisis in there. I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I subjecting myself to this swarm? Is Anhui that great? Why is it that every time I have a holiday, I have to go somewhere? Why can't I just sit at home and relax? Yeah, we're going to Anhui. So if you feel like this place looks crowded, remember that last night my fully booked train was like half empty. So all things considered, this is actually pretty quiet for being a 3-day weekend in Yi County, which is the home of 2 of Anhui's most photogenic villages, Hongcun and Xidicun. And of course, I'm not just going to spend my time here at the famous tourist sites, I also just want to see some run-of-the-mill villages. So about half of this video is filmed in completely random places that I found using the satellite map. Before we get around to that, let me start off this video by showing you guys Xidi Village, which has almost 1,000 years of history and also has several hundred Ming and Qing era homes that have been preserved to present day. How amazing it would have been to see this place in its heyday. But that's not the world we live in anymore, okay? So if you want to see this beautiful architecture, really the only place... The only place you can do that is at a tourist spot. And some might say that turning it into a tourist attraction takes away from the authentic, quiet, rural vibes. But it would be very difficult for old buildings like this to survive in a modern village because people want indoor plumbing and big windows and all the other wonders of modern architecture. Now, most of these houses are being used to host little shops and restaurants, and the original residents have moved to nearby areas.
这个房子200年了，住了好多代了，7代了。
您在这里做生意，房租贵不贵啊？
我们是自家的祖上。00几年这里已经旅游很火了，就新区里面规划了有土地建了新房子，3层的，比这个呢好打理。这个里面你要做卫生间，要做什么？
对，有点麻烦。
哎，都是以前的我们中国人的那个南方的马桶。
There are still a few houses that are inhabited, but not very many. If you come to one of these ancient villages in Anhui, look up because there's always cool little creatures on the door frames and on the roofs. That's like half the fun of walking around here, is looking for what little creatures are up there. Look at that, even these tiles are a little guy. I mean, seriously, back in the day, they put little guys on everything. Why is that not a thing anymore? Bring the little guys back. Bring them back. Stop with this minimalist bullshit. Something about a circular door just makes this place feel 10 times more mystical, like something out of a Lord of the Rings book. It's just the fact that you take a rectangular door and you turn it into a circle. Boom! This place automatically feels all mystical and magical and cutesy, like something out of a storybook. Xidi village was once one of the wealthiest places in the region in the 1700s and 1800s, which is why it has such fantastic architecture that has survived the centuries, unlike the dirt homes that would have been much more common everywhere else. But seriously, what about everywhere else? Xidi is only one corner of the massive swaths of mountain villages in this region. What's the rest of it like? Time to head out to a random place none of y'all have heard of and find out. Starting out my morning in this random little town, I just want to see life for the average Joe. So I'm here and I just ordered something at this little restaurant and I'm waiting for them to make it. Time for an early lunch before I go explore some random villages. Keeping it simple, just edamame beans. They had just prepared a chicken dish and they were asking if I want any and it was 108 RMB a piece. So I'm like, you know, I think I'll just have my beans. Gone are the days when these little like farmhouse style restaurants were the cheapest food. It is the other way around now.
小山小村的很好。
对啊，还有那个茶园什么的，特别好看。
哎呀，这边的话小农经济的，小农经济的，不像你们那个用大机器的，我们这里。啊，到过了。
The local dialect here is
我们这国外你听不懂吗？
听不懂。
啊，听不懂啊。这样子叫切腹啊。
切腹
啊，切腹啊。啊，比如说什么喝茶叫切草爷。
切草爷。
你们这个你。
So when I say this is a small town, I mean it's a small town because I'm already out of it just 2 minutes into my walk. See, we got the town over here, tea fields up here, fields of other things down here, some nice mountains and White House landscapes here. And there are no tourists swarming for the best photo op. And if you look closely, up there on these hills, there are a lot of people picking tea leaves because it's tea season. And even this lady right next to me, she's got her little basket backpack on and she is going to pick tea leaves. It's also bamboo shoot season. Look, this lady behind me is carrying her beloved giant bamboo shoot like a baby. Guys, I just witnessed a pig giving birth right in front of my eyes. This pig just birthed. For all the time I've spent in rural China, this is a first. Never seen a pig give birth before, and I didn't realize that you actually need a human standing there to remove the mucus. The pigs can't do it themselves. 人类生一个都那么费劲儿，这个猪喳喳喳喳喳就出来。一个小猪卖多少钱呀？300-400块钱。它养了多少天之后才可以卖出去啊？那40天左右。40天。There are even still a few old dirt houses left out here. These houses are really hard to come by nowadays because most people would knock this down if it was on their property and build something new in this space. But maybe whoever had this property is not here anymore and their descendants have moved to the city or something. It's still here, so really interesting to look at. A little time capsule. And a little ways down the road, I found an even better time capsule. And it's actually in pretty nice shape. It's not like a mess of random stuff. They probably use it for storage or something like that. How cool is that? This house was built in 1970. Around every corner is the juxtaposition of old crumbling things and new shiny things. This place is so far out in the middle of nowhere that land isn't in high demand and no one is in a hurry to demolish these old buildings. So they're slowly returning to the earth right in front of our eyes. What a masterpiece this landscape is.
那你来中国多久了
5年。
？5年。
对。
5年中文话说的这么溜。
早就开始学了。
我们要吃门口呗。
好的，好的。春节的味儿。哎，我没劲儿。
你滑得好啊！哎，没事，我就这样。
Free ride to the bus stop right now.
感觉下雨了。
Just encountered a kid here in this tea plantation. It belongs to his grandparents, and he's come out here on the holiday to pick tea and to get some pocket money. 不错呀。
我才刚来。
这些茶叶你卖出去，比如说你能装满1袋的话，
一斤35。
能赚点零花钱呗，是不是？
买点零食。你怎么还染蓝眼睛呢？
那也有很多小狗小猫有蓝色眼睛呢。
你是
仔细看小狗小猫，一抓一大把蓝色眼睛的。
哦，你这是狗的眼镜啊。
慢慢摘吧。祝你能够买很多零食。Check out all these adorable little boutique hotels here. They've taken some old architecture and kind of renovated it a bit to put these big, beautiful panes of glass so you get this fabulous view out your bedroom window. And unfortunately, I'm not staying in one of these because they're expensive, especially during a holiday. So I can appreciate these from this walking path. As you guys can probably guess by the fact that we're seeing some fancy boutique hotels, yes, we are finally back on the outskirts of a tourist area. The same place from the intro of this video, Home Village. Let's go back in and give it another gander. Check this out. This goose is here solely for photo ops. That's what it gets to do all day, is stand behind this fence and take photos with random people. Every day is full of stimulation. Every day you get someone new to honk at. I guess for a goose, that's a pretty good life. Look at this crowd that has amassed here waiting to cross the super photogenic Instagrammable bridge. As popular as it may seem at a glance, the super Instagrammable bridge is actually small potatoes compared to the ultra Instagrammable pool. And right up ahead is the most famous scenic item in this entire village. I've seen this a billion times all over the internet, and now I'm seeing it with my own eyes. And it's barely recognizable because people are too obsessed with using filters on everything. Still beautiful though, don't get me wrong. Honestly, now that I see what this place is like at night, I could have just skipped it during the day because it is 10 times better at night. At night, the crowds are actually not annoying. It's actually nice to be caught up in the swarm with like all these beautiful lanterns hanging everywhere. Everyone's selling food on the street. I'm actually really enjoying the vibes at night here. And that is the end of my Anhui experience. From quiet middle of nowhere places to well-known tourist sites, I saw a little bit of everything. Yi County has some really great historical buildings and rural scenery, and I highly recommend it, but do try to avoid the major holidays. In the upcoming video, I will be back to sharing my life in my village in Zhejiang with you guys. Stay tuned and see you then.